Conor McGregor, a name that sent shockwaves through the world of combat sports. Loved by many, hated by others, but impossible to ignore. This is the story of the man who went from the streets of Dublin to becoming the most famous fighter on earth. Before the lights, before the money, before the fame, Conor McGregor was just a kid from Crumlin, Ireland. Raised in a tough neighborhood, he found direction through combat sports. First boxing, then MMA. But life wasn't easy. At 17, McGregor was working as a plumber's apprentice, barely making enough to get by. Still, he held on to one belief: he was destined for something bigger. In 2008, McGregor made a life-changing choice. He quit plumbing, left behind security, and committed everything to fighting. Most people doubted him, his family worried, his friends questioned the risk. But Conor McGregor never questioned himself. He trained relentlessly, lived broke, and dedicated every hour to mastering his craft. It wouldn't take long for the world to notice. In 2013, McGregor signed with the UFC and instantly became something the sport had never seen before. The walk, the suits, the trash talk, the swagger. McGregor didn't just want to win, he wanted to dominate, entertain, and take over the sport completely. Fight after fight, he backed up every word. The knockouts came fast and the hype grew even faster. Then came José Aldo, the undefeated featherweight king for a decade. The world waited for the showdown. And in just 13 seconds, McGregor delivered the fastest knockout in UFC title fight history. He didn't just beat the champion, he shocked the world. But McGregor wasn't finished. He moved up a weight class to challenge Eddie Alvarez for the lightweight belt. And on that night, Conor McGregor made history. With a flawless performance, he became the first fighter in UFC history to hold two belts simultaneously. The notorious era had officially arrived. In 2017, McGregor crossed into the world of boxing to face the undefeated Floyd Mayweather. Critics laughed, fans doubted, experts dismissed the fight as impossible. But McGregor stepped into the ring with confidence and went 10 rounds with one of the greatest boxers of all time. It became the second biggest pay-per-view in combat sports history. Win or lose, McGregor proved he was more than a UFC star. He was a global icon. After the Mayweather spectacle, injuries, setbacks, and controversies challenged McGregor's career. But through the highs and lows, one thing remained untouched: his impact. Conor McGregor changed the UFC forever. He brought money, attention, entertainment, and inspired a new generation of fighters. From welfare checks to world titles, from Dublin streets to worldwide fame, his journey is a reminder that belief, hard work, and audacity can rewrite destiny. Conor McGregor, the notorious, a fighter, a showman, a phenomenon, and no matter what comes next, his story will never be forgotten. But one moment changed everything: the rivalry with Khabib Nurmagomedov. It became the biggest fight in UFC history, a cultural earthquake that went far beyond the sport. McGregor lost that night, but the event shattered records, proved his drawing power, and reminded the world that when Conor fights, the world watches. He returned again to face Donald Cerrone, delivering a vintage McGregor performance, a 40-second destruction that showed flashes of the old fire. But in 2021, during his trilogy with Dustin Poirier, McGregor suffered a devastating leg break that stunned fans everywhere. For many fighters, that injury would mark the end. But McGregor isn't like most fighters. He vowed to return, stronger, sharper, and with something to prove. Outside the cage, McGregor built an empire. Proper 12 whiskey became a global phenomenon. His businesses, endorsements, and brand transformed him into one of the wealthiest athletes on the planet. He didn't just become a fighter, he became an industry. Whether you love him or hate him, Conor McGregor changed MMA forever. He elevated fighter pay. He attracted millions of new fans. He brought spectacle, energy, and entertainment that no one else could replicate. Every fighter today benefits from the doors he kicked open. And through victories, defeats, controversies, and comebacks, one thing about Conor McGregor has never changed: his belief in himself. From welfare to world championships, from Dublin streets to global stardom, His journey became one of the most iconic stories in sports history. Conor McGregor, the Notorious, a legacy written in ambition, chaos, and greatness.